know where they're at on pressures and settings. Got that caution when the 20 blew a tire. We all came down pit road, and once we knew we were putting tires on, wasn't worried about it from there on out.
It's going to be 2 tires on the right side, okay, right side.
With a 2-tire stop, Chris Buescher was the first one off the pit lane.
That was all on him and the guys on the box because they didn't tell me until about 4 pit stalls away. But I was all in. I was excited to hear it. I think Scott was confident in his decision that we needed the track position more than the tires, and the right sides basically alleviated any concerns we had with the tire issue because the left sides were fine.
We'd shown that we had a car that was good enough to lead earlier in the race and felt like just needed to have him out front.
That was such a bold call to come in and pit for 2 tires there when that yellow came out. Get him the lead, give Chris the ball, and let him play. I'm proud of him for having the guts to make that call.
Chris Buescher scores the upset. He hooks the win in the Bass Pro Shops. Night race here at Bristol Motor Speedway.
I would have told you before tonight and every year, this is one I've had circled for so long. I'd trade this over a Daytona 500, a Coke 600. This is my big race right here. I don't know if I believe this yet.
Yeah! 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 You guys served us so long. Thank you.
Been with Ford for a really long time, with RFK for a really long time, and everybody over there that's believed in me. It's been a long time coming. Proud of everybody on this team. They did a fantastic job.
What this win means to our organization is that we're relevant, that we can win races, and that we can be a competitor at the highest level that you got to watch out for.
And I didn't realize Brad was leading when he had his tire issue, and I know that's a heartbreaker right there because he was really fast tonight too.
Our day was such a roller coaster between leading the race, blowing the tire, then Chris winning, and the easiest way to explain it, it's like, getting kicked in the and winning the lottery at the same time. It's a roller coaster of emotions and such a tight time span. It hurts and feels good at the same time.
I know Brad wanted to get that first trophy for RFK, but he is so genuinely happy for Chris. So when you look at this win, who is it bigger for? Is it Buescher, RFK? Is it an organization? Yeah. Is it Brad? What do you think, Bobby?
Yeah, obviously, you got to say both. Everybody there, that whole organization wins when one of their teams wins. But I think about Chris. I mean, obviously, did we mention he's from Texas? So that's already a plus. Prosper, Texas. Yeah. Just saying, Texas. All right. Mm-hmm. So that's already good. And but yeah, I think for Chris, I mean, I think about this a lot with him, winning that first race at Pocono, stayed out like we talked about, the caution comes out, then the red flag comes out, and he's declared the winner, which is great. A win is a win. Get him any way you can, right? But I know getting that second win, how hard is that going to be? How hard is that going to be? And they really believe in a lot in him there at RFK. He's been running good. He won one of the duels early this year. They've been pretty fast, so it wasn't surprising, but at the same time, obviously good for him to get that other win and then kind of knock that Pocono thing out. And oh, by the way, in 2016, Brad Keselowski finished second to him at that Pocono race, so he stayed out too. So good karma for them both here.
That's a Bobby McNugget right there.
Who does your research?
I guess the first person I thought about when I saw that 17 car cross that start-finish line and take that checkered flag was Brad Keselowski. Yeah, it was huge for everybody there. It was Scott Graves' first career win as a crew chief, and he does it on that call of 2 tires on that last pit stop. But Brad Keselowski, think about the leap of faith that he took. He goes to an organization that had not won a race in roughly 5 years. He's won 35 Cup races. He's a 2012 champion. I have to believe that was a huge relief for him. But think about the night that both of those cars had, the 6 and the 17, led 278 laps. Brad Keselowski won stage 1 and was leading with just over 100 laps to go when he lost that right front tire. I've got to believe it's one of the biggest nights for sure for Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing when you look at both cars, but I'm sure Brad Keselowski went, wow, look, this was a big deal. I mean, this was at the shop today. How about the cat in the hat? How do you think that made that man feel right there, old Jack Roush?
I love that. Yeah. And you know what's great about this is he wins, and now he goes home because the next race, Texas Motor Speedway.
There you go.
And if you're going to the race this weekend and you're driving around, look for Labonte Way. Isn't there a street named after you?
Isn't there? I'll be there.
You'll be there.
As a matter of fact, I'll be there.
Don't look for the street sign. Look for the Hall of Famer himself. And we're going to talk about Texas Motor.